Hello, cool artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle, Quilting and Craft. So it is Monday, January. It is Monday, January 13th. And I've got my Open Gate quilt subscription box. I was supposed to do this unboxing on Friday, but you know, the time just kind of got away from me and I did not get an opportunity to do so. So it is Monday and I'm here doing my unboxing. Yeah, so let's go ahead and open this and see what we got. So this is our box. Here we go. So I will put the link to this subscription in the description box and with all the pricing information and all that stuff. But basically the way this works is that every month you get a larger project, which is generally going to be something like a wall hanging or a table topper or, you know, something like that. And then there's a smaller project that's generally pre-cut and you have everything you need for the smaller project, including accessory items and the backing and all that kind of stuff. So for instance, one of the small projects that I'm working on that I was supposed to do for Christmas, but I didn't get a chance to do, was this little tree wall hanging, which I'm working on, which I also did incorrectly because I don't read or follow instructions properly. I just kind of jump right in. And this little baggie here, this was in last month's unboxing. This was the small project and I love this little bag. So easy to make and all you need is one fat quarter to make it. So that was a good time. And I still haven't made the project from last month's box because I wanted to get my cleanup and organization done. Oh, now I'm hot. I wanted to get my cleanup and organization done in this room before I started anything larger where I would actually have to like do cutting and stuff like that. But I do have that project separated in a little box. This is the goldenrod project, so I am super excited about this. I do want to make this, but I want to finish getting my area together before I, you know, start cutting and all that stuff. So it's kind of like an incentive to get to finish the declutter challenge I'm working on. It's kind of an incentive to get that completed so I can go ahead and work on the project. This did require cutting, but it was using scissors. This is literally all I used. And I think these came in the Open Gate subscription countdown to Christmas. No, the Christmas Advent box, the 12 days of quilting. Thank you. This came in the 12 days of quilting. I'm saying thank you like somebody was here to give me a hint, but they were not. So I guess I'm thanking myself. But these came in the little 12 days of quilting Advent box, and I use these to make to cut this out. And so I did not have to use my rotary cutter or my mat or anything like that because as you can see, it is not accessible to me right now. So let's see what we have in here. And she's got so many add-ons for the subscription now. Like she's got, you can add on the backing for your larger project. You can add on a little collection of 4 fat quarters and a fat quarter friendly pattern. So lots of fun stuff. Okay. I see some purple in here. I love purple. Purple and teal are 2 of my favorite colors to quilt with. Okay, so let's start with our smaller project. We have this. Oh, it says Moda Open Gate Challenge, 9-inch square. Oh, let's see what we have. What is this? You can make. It says Open Gate Moda Challenge or square block for a table topper, mouse pad, non-heat resistant pad, or small wall hanging. So I guess it's dual purpose. So we can make one thing, as in making the table topper, mouse pad, the non-heat resistant pad or the small wall hanging, or we can use this as one of the blocks in the open gate / molded challenge. Now, I'm not familiar with this challenge, so let's see if there's some information about it on this thingy here. All right, so it says Moda is doing a challenge for their 50th anniversary, and so Open Gate has decided to do their own challenge. So we have a 5-inch strip of fabric from 4 different fabrics, and we have 4 5 by 10.5-inch strips of light. Okay, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So these would be our 4 strips of the light. So that'd be 1, that'd be 2 right there. This little polka dot would be 3, and this would be 4. So we have our 4 strips of light, and then we have, so those are 5 by 10.5, and then we have 4 5-inch strips of this red. And then we can use these, let's see. So, okay, so this is going to be kind of fun. So the challenge is that you create a block using the fabrics provided. You can use all or few, but you must use at least 2. The block has to be 9.5-inch unfinished, or 9.5 inches unfinished. It can be pieced, appliqued, paper pieced, or whatever you would like. And then you send a picture to them via email by March 1st. And then they will announce the winner on March 15th, 1 entry per person. And their staff will do the judging, and they will pick the quilt block that they like the best. Well, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I am not super creative. I have never created my own quilt block on purpose. I have accidentally created a quilt block because I didn't pay attention, and I accidentally made something that I wasn't trying to make. That is the only quilt block I've ever made on my own. But we'll see. I'm not making any promises that I'm going to try to do that. Not making any promises. We do have a full 6 weeks, so I got time, but I don't know. I've never designed a quilt block. I'm going to have to think about that. Or we can just follow these cutting instructions to make this 9.5-inch square block. That will finish looking like that. So a little log cabin-ish, a little half log cabin-ish, whatever they call that. Like a modified log cabin. I forget, there's a name for it. I know y'all know it. I can't think of it right now, but it's like we have the courthouses. No, that's not courthouse steps. I don't know. It's like a modified log cabin, but you make 4 of them and then you put them all together. That's probably what I'll do because I'm basic like that. I'm basic. But that is our small project. Super fun. And then our larger project, which is what I'm excited about because I love these fabrics. I love me some purple. Especially when you have green in it. I think purple and green just go so well together. And purple, green, and teal just are amazing together. I love that color palette. And then throw a little black in there. I could never design fabric because all my shit would look the same. All right, so this is the finished project. 26-inch square. This looks fun. And it doesn't look too difficult either because you got to think these large squares aren't pieced. These large center squares, these aren't pieced. This is just one large square. And then you can also tell by looking at it that these 4 corner squares. These aren't pieced either. So it looks like this will go together rather nicely, rather quickly too. Yep. So we are making some quarter square triangles. And we've got some strips and some squares and some triangles. So yeah, this goes together pretty nicely. It is set on point. So if you are a beginner who has never set something on point before, that would be a way to learn it. Yeah. This goes together really simply. And not a super lot, and not a super ton of piecing, not a ton of piecing. Might be able to see it better without the glare from the packaging, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. But that's super cute. I like that. Not as much as the goldenrod project from last month. I love that. I really like this. I stinking love that thing. That's why I've got it all ready to go. Ready to go. And our notion this month, of course, we have our Aurifil thread, which matches our project as always. As always. And we have, this is our like little bonus notion. We've got these magic pins. I do like these. I've not bought any. I've been tempted to buy them, but I haven't bought them. Instead, I just wait until I get sample packs. Oh Lord. I did that. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Shoot. I just keep collecting them from all the sample packs, and then I just kind of put them all together. But most of them don't have these forked pins, which are neat, because with the forked pins, if I'm really trying to be precise, and it's the only time I use the forked pins, is that because you can pin before and after the seam. Right? So especially like when you're pressing your seams open, like when you press your seams to either side, they nest and that kind of locks them in. But when you're pressing your seams open, that's when I pin the most, because I'm not a huge pinner because I'm lazy. But if I'm making something that I really feel like it's important to press the seams open, which I don't like doing, but I do it sometimes because sometimes I really want them points to match. And I'll use these forked pins. I'll use these forked pins to pin before and after the seam, just like in this picture here. But if I'm just using, if I'm pressing to either side, I don't usually feel the need. But if it's something special, and if I'm pressing the seams open, it's special to me, okay? Because that's a pain. But I do it when it's important to do so. And if I'm making anything by pen and paper patterns or Lo and Behold stitchery, specifically for me, those two pattern designers, I generally have to press my seams open, and that's when these little pennies come in handy. So happy to get some more of these so I can add them to the collection. They are heat resistant, but I really don't care because I don't really iron with pins in. But I know some of you applique folks, y'all do. But for me, I really don't. So the heat resistant part really doesn't matter. I just like being able to pin both sides of the seam. That's what I love. And then these are just regular sharp pins. The ones that aren't forked. They're just nice pins. And our bonus fat quarter this month. I do like this. This is from, what's the collection? Field of Flowers by Catherine Watson for Moda Fabrics. And this is pretty. It's really hard to go wrong if you've got like fuchsia, pink, purple, teal. If one of those four colors are in there, I'm already on board. That's how I ended up with this yarn. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I have this one skein of fingering weight yarn that has nothing to do with this unboxing, but the colors. When I saw that pink in there, I was like, that's it. Gotta have it. Now I gotta teach myself how to make socks. Cause it's only one skein. And I'm not finna buy more. So I gotta teach myself how to make socks so that I can use that skein of yarn. At least with this, the quilting stuff, I don't have to teach myself anything. So now that we have this bag pattern, I'm kind of tempted to do this with my rogue fat quarters, like all the individual fat quarters that I've got. So like when you break open a fat quarter bundle, you don't always use every fat quarter in the bundle. Some of them you take out for various reasons, either because there's not enough contrast with your background or just you don't need the full bundle, and you take out the ones that maybe aren't your favorites, even if you like the whole bundle. Or you take, like I said, you take out the ones that don't give you enough contrast, either with the other fabrics or with your background. And so now it's like I've got something I can do with my rogue fat quarters that's like really simple. So I'm considering that. I'll probably use 2 fat quarters though. I'll probably use 2 fat quarters so I can get a bigger bag. But this would be like a year-long project. This wouldn't be something, I can't wait until November to start this, because this would be like Christmas gifts. This would be like a Christmas add-on. So it wouldn't be the person's actual gift, but it would be something that I would add on. And I didn't do teachers' gifts for 2024. Initially, I planned to do so, but it was just going to be too stressful on myself. So I didn't make myself do that. I didn't put myself through that. But if I get an early enough start, maybe it's something I can consider doing for 2025. And one of the things that I'm considering is these. Because I can just make the bag and then I could just throw some stuff in there. Like I could throw in like a glue stick. I could throw in like this, like I still have some of these tissue holders that I made. Or even if I don't throw in a tissue holder, I still have some of the tissues. Like I still have quite a few packs of these tissues. So I could throw in a pack of tissues. You know, I could throw in, just like other like small stuff like that. I don't know. So it's something I'm considering. And I think that the fat quarters that I'm collecting from OpenGate might make great fat quarters to make the bags with. I'd have to go through and see. No, not now, because I'm already thinking and I'm like, ooh, let me go start putting stuff together and matching. No, not now. I got to get the stuff cleaned up. Maybe in April. April is where I'm looking at. Maybe April starting to starting to figure it out in April what I want to do, because I just realized that waiting until November and then I've got to make, 10, 12 different gifts between, my stepdaughter and my son. And I didn't want to put that on myself in 2024. And I'm glad I didn't. Because I just would have stressed myself out too much. It would have been like a bunch of late nights to try to get it done. And this is supposed to be fun, right? And so if it's not going to be fun, then I can't do it. Like when I did it in 2023, it was a good time. I had a ton of fun. I wish I knew how she folded these. But when you get them in the box, it's folded all nice and neat, and it's like tucked inside of itself. And I can't ever figure out how to get that back like that, the way she had it. But that's okay, because I'll just fold it in my regular Marie Kondo way and put it with the rest of my stash. But that's our box this month. Super cool. So let's go over. Small project. So we have two options. You can DIY your own 9.5-inch block and enter into the Open Gate Challenge. Or you can make the pre-thought out block that's, already there for you. Which is probably what I do. But I don't know. I'm going to set this aside as inspiration. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to, as I live my life and I go out in the world, I am going to look at things and see, can I make a block from that? Would that make a nice block? Would that make a nice block? Because I do that. I've been trying to do that, but I have done it sometimes. Like I was at my cousin's house for her birthday party, and let's see if I can find that picture quickly. Yeah, she had a painting on her wall, and I was like, oh, that would make a nice quilt. I know I can make that into a quilt, but do I want to try? But I thought it would make a lovely quilt. Also, when I was at QuiltCon, I saw some great artwork on the wall, not quilts. It was just the architecture. And I was like, oh, that'd make a nice quilt. That would make a nice quilt. So maybe, if I find some inspiration out in the world, maybe I will then see if I can make a quilt block from it. We'll see. I don't know. Not making any promises. We shall see. But that's our small project. And lots of fabric too. Not bad. And then we have our larger project, which I am loving the color palette. Loving. Especially this one. I'm a big fan of large scale florals. And purple and green are my jam. And I have quite a few collections that are purple and green. The Anna Green Gables kit that came out, was it Riley Blake? I don't know. It came out some years ago, but I have that. And when the folks over at Blueprint, before it went back to Craftsy, when they were selling fabric, they had this fantastic purple and green line. And so I bought the fabric and I made the quilt, and well, at least I made the quilt top. I never finished the quilt. So yeah, nice. I love it. But yeah, so that's our second project. And she does do a class on that though. She does do a class on the second project. So you guys can, if you are newer, or even if you're not new and you want some tips and tricks, I usually don't get to join it live, but I will watch the replay. Because if I haven't already made it, and that's only because I tend to not pay attention. And I tend to just start and then realize, oops, maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. Because that's exactly what happened with the tree project here. If I had followed directions, I would have a lot more ornaments. But I don't, because I didn't follow directions. So sometimes the tutorials are nice because they help me follow directions, since I struggle with that. I just get a little cocky. and think I know better. I think I know a better way or a faster way. And it might be faster, but it's not better because I end up with an inferior product. But anywho, then we have our thread, our 50 weight Aurifil thread. And this is color 2309. So it's a little cream colored, a little beigeish, little off-white. And we have our bonus fat quarter, Fields of Flowers, by Catherine Watson for Moda. And we have our sample pack of pins, which I've already, there we go, that's I've already lost. We've got our sample pack of pins. But we have the regular straight pins and we have the forked pins. Really glad to see these forked pins. I've only got the forked pins one other time in a sample pack in a subscription box. Normally it's 2 sets of straight pins. So this is only the second time I personally have gotten the forked pins. So really happy to see those. All right, guys, that is our box. That is our box. So yeah, I'm hoping to have the top done for last month's project when we meet again to do our unboxing for February. I am hoping to have, I know this will be completed. I got to get this completed because it's going to go, I still haven't taken my Christmas tree down. I'm one of those people that likes to leave it up. I think the longest I've left it up was like mid-March because I just didn't feel like taking it down. I don't think it'll be up quite that long this year. At least I hope not. But when I go to put the ornaments away, I want to put this away with the ornaments so that I can display this next year. That's going to be the goal for that. And I do have the little hanger that came with it. It's floating around here somewhere. Everything's a mess right now. So it's around. It's somewhere. There it is. I need to keep them together. So that'll be fun for next year to be able to display that next year. But yeah, that's what we got. That's our box. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited still to do last month's project. And like I said, I'm hoping to have, if not the whole thing done and quilted and bound, I would at least like to have the top done when I see you guys again for the February unboxing. So let's cross our fingers and hope I get that done. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'm sorry I kept stuttering over my words today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Some days are just like that. Some days I can talk and some days I can't. But that is it for me. And I will see you guys next video.